Here we're going to review some of the basics of simplifying expressions, solving equations, and inequalities. So first off, you need to know how to identify and combine like terms. So to review, like terms are either constants, which are like regular numbers. So if you had an expression like this and you wanted to simplify it, the ones that are alike are the 3 and the positive 11. Those are constants. They're just regular numbers. We can combine those. 3 plus 11 is 14. So you get 4x plus 14. Like terms are also ones that have variables, those letters, those unknown numbers. If they have the same variable with the same exponent, then you can combine them. So if you have this, you can combine the 5y and the minus 3y. If I have 5y's and I subtract 3y's, I have 2y's. And then the constant, I can't combine with that because it is not alike. It doesn't also have a variable. Now, what if I change the expression to this? Are there any like terms in this expression? No, because although this term and this term both have a y, the exponent for the first term is a 2, and the exponent for the 3y, we don't usually put it, but it's a 1. There's one y there being multiplied. So there are no like terms that you can simplify that you can combine in this one. So let's go over a couple other simplifying expression examples. So for the first one, this is different because there's a decimal, but we're just identifying the like terms. Like terms have the same variable and the same exponent. So I can combine this and this. Notice I am pulling in that plus 2x. It's negative 6x plus 2x. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. So negative 6x plus 2x is negative 4x. And there's no other constants, no other regular numbers to combine with this, so I just put plus 22.5. Now for the other one, I cannot combine like terms and simplify this until I distribute, because this isn't just 4x, this is 3 times 4x. So first let's distribute this negative 3 times 4x, and that gives us negative 12x, and then negative 3 times positive 1 is negative 3, and then I still have my plus 6x. So after you distribute, you combine like terms. Like terms are either constants, regular numbers, which there's just this 3, negative 3, no other constant to combine with it, or they're variables that have the same exponent. So I can combine these two. So if I have negative 12x's and I add 6x's, I have negative 6x's. And then the minus 3, I can't combine with anything else. Now let's go over solving equations and then how you can use simplifying expressions and combining like terms, and you need to use it when solving certain equations. So here is a basic equation. Remember, when you solve an equation, you're trying to get the variable by itself. So I want x by itself, but it's being multiplied by 3 and we're adding 4. I always move over to the other side what is added or subtracted to that variable first. So I'm going to undo, I'm going to move that plus 4 by subtracting 4. What you do on one side, you have to do on the other. 4 minus 4 is 0. So on the left side, all I have left is a 3x. And on the right side, I have a 6. Now I'm going to undo this multiplying by 3 by doing the opposite, which is to divide by 3. And you have to do that on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I'm left with x equals 2. So for this one, similar type equation, but notice there's parentheses. So before you solve an equation, that looks more complex. I didn't even ask for the last one, but you really just want to quickly scan it and see if you can simplify either side of the equal sign. So is there anything I can combine here? Any like terms I can combine? And then over here as well. Any like terms over here I can combine? Well, on the right side, there's nothing we can do. All we have is a 10. But on the left side, there are some x's. I see a 2x and I see another x in here. I see a number here and a number here. So, probably something I can simplify. Remember, the first thing you need to do is distribute before you combine like terms. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times a positive 1 is positive 2. And then you have plus 2x here equals 10. So I just changed this to this, and everything else stayed the same. Now I can combine my like terms. So again, I'm just looking at my left side. I have a 2x, and I have another 2x. Both of these have x's in them, so they are like terms. I don't have any other constants, any other regular numbers to combine. So if I combine the 2x plus the 2x, I have 4 x's, and then I still have my plus 2 equals 10. Now it looks like that last one where we're going to undo that plus 2 by subtracting 2 from both sides. And then undo that multiplying by 4 by dividing by 4. And the answer is x equals 2. Now let's do an inequality. Inequalities are solved the same as equations, except the sign might flip. So if your sign is this way, you might have to flip it and make it this way. The reason you flip the sign when you're solving an inequality is if you ever have to multiply or divide by a negative number when solving. So for this one, I'm going to just get the x by itself. Remember, I don't know what x is. I need to undo the multiplying by negative 2 and the adding 5. I always undo what's added or subtracted first. So if I undo this plus 5 by subtracting 5, that cancels out. And on the right side, I have an 8. Now, do I flip the sign for subtracting? No, you only flip it if you multiply or divide by a negative number when you're solving it. Now, let's undo this multiplying by negative 2 by dividing by negative 2. You have to do that on both sides. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1, so we're just left with x. And on the right side, we have a negative 4. Do I flip the sign for dividing by negative 2? Yes. You flip the sign if you have to multiply or divide by a negative number to solve. Here's another one. I notice there's a lot of terms on the left side, so I need to check it, see if there's anything I can combine. Any like terms over here that I can combine. There's no parentheses, so I don't have to distribute first, so you're just identifying like terms. So I notice this one has an x, and this one has an x. So if they have a variable, same exponent, this one doesn't have an exponent, neither does this one, so I can combine these two. Negative 2x plus 4x. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So negative 2x plus 4x is 2x. And then there's nothing else to combine with this plus 5.5. No other constants on the left side. Remember, you're just looking at one side at a time. On the right side, there's just one term, so I can't combine it with anything at this point. So we're good. So we've simplified each side of our inequality. Now we solve it. Same way, let's undo what's added or subtracted first. So I'm going to undo this adding by subtracting 5.5 from both sides. And here I have 8. Do I flip the sign for subtracting? No. just noticed I lost my negative sign. Common mistake. Make sure you don't make that same mistake I did. Now let's undo this multiplying by negative 2. We do that by dividing by negative 2. Because negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1, so we're left with x. And on the right side, we're left with negative 4. Do you flip the sign for dividing by negative 2? Yes. You flip the sign if you have to multiply or divide by a negative number.